Hey YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and I live to eat. Today I'm going to be making a homemade vegan chili. Yes, vegan chili. It is thebomb.com, and if you don't believe me, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alright guys, so some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for my chili today, I'm going to be using some mixed beans. I got the Tri-Blend Simply Truth brand by, I get these at Kroger. I'm going to be using Garbanzo beans or chickpeas. So the Tri-Bean blend is basically a blend of kidney beans, pinto beans, and black beans. And then like I said, we got the Garbanzo beans. I like a bunch of beans in mine, so what I typically do, I take them and rinse them, so I have them sitting here. I'm going to use bell peppers. I have a variety of colors. I have the green, orange, and red. Your chili's got to be pretty and with a bunch of colors, so yes, we're going to be using those. I have onions cut up. I have some green chilies as well for my chili. I have some jalapeno peppers, some fresh garlic. We're going to be using mushrooms, and for my base, I'm using wild rice. This stuff right here is high alkaline, really good for you, and it's expensive, I will say that. This little bitty bag of wild rice, 8 ounces, y'all, was almost $6. But, you know, I'm worth it, so I got the wild rice blend. I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using some sun-dried tomatoes. I like the California sun-dried blend. They're really meaty textured. I love these. I use these with my quinoa. So for my base, again, I'm using quinoa and wild rice. So I got the tricolor quinoa. What I do, if you make a quinoa dish with mushrooms, peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, I set that aside. And then I have my black rice. I have that already in my rice cooker, ready, being prepared. And of course, just your basic chili stuff. My chili sauce, I use the Hunt's, no salt added. It's all natural, it's non-GMO, it's got no added stuff in it. So I really look at that when I shop, because there's a lot of different cans on the shelf. But you'll be surprised, a lot of those cans, they have a lot of stuff in them. So this one has no artificial preservatives or ingredients. And then I got a can of crushed tomatoes, no salt added. Also Simply Truth organic, and just to give it a little bit more texture there. And I have a robust amount of seasonings, because y'all, chili can't just taste like tomato sauce. And so I use a bunch of seasonings in my chili. I have some chili powder, some smoked paprika, some garlic, some spikes, the oreganos, which gives it that earthy. I use this as well, but this isn't enough. This is called Williams chili seasonings, no salt added, and it has no MSG, no fillers, no preservatives, no artificial flavors, and no artificial colors. It's just simply chili peppers, other spices, and garlic. This isn't enough, so that's why I have this as well. So, like I said, my chili has to be robust, bursting with flavor. And this is just the way I used to make my regular chili, although I just removed the ground beef and I added the wild rice and the quinoa. Everything else is basically what I would use in my regular chili. Also, I got a little bit of jalapeno powder chili seasoning, so that gives it a little extra kick as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Like I said, I have my rice already ready in my crock pot. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is get my quinoa ready to go, so that way this will be ready when I get all my pot, everything sauteed in my pot. We can just dump these things in. So come on over to the stove and I'm gonna show y'all how to do the quinoa. All right guys, so here we are. I have a little bit of grapeseed oil in my pot. I took a little bit of the chopped up onions and peppers. I didn't use them all because some of it's going to be when I actually start the chili part. So I'm going to saute some peppers and onions. I'm actually going to put in all the mushrooms. And if I was to guess, that's about 2 good cups of mushrooms. I just get the big ones, and so I just kind of chop them down in my pan. And then we're going to add the sun-dried tomatoes. I chopped these up. I got halves, but you can get them already chopped up, but I bought the halves, but I've already diced them up with my kitchen shears. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump these in here. I drained all the oil basically off of them. I'm telling you, that makes a big difference in your chili. But this is how I do my quinoa. If I'm just making a quinoa dish to go with something else that I'm making, I usually do my quinoa like this. So it really works for me. So that's why I use it for the chili like as well. So we're just going to let this basically cook down a little bit. And then we're going to throw in our quinoa and let it brown. And then we're just going to let it cook and simmer till it comes nice, fluffy, and tender. But this is really simple. You want to add some seasonings to this part as well. Like I said, because you want your chili to be bursting with flavor and very robust. So you don't want to skip or be skimpy on your seasonings. I'm not using salt in anything else, but I do want to use a little pink salt in this dish here, just to flavor my quinoa. Now, like I said, everybody's palate is different, so I would suggest, you know, seasoning to your own likings. You make chili, you know the seasonings that you like, so definitely season it to your own palate. So in here, I'm also going to be putting in a little bit of the jalapeno chili powder. Now, I don't use this when I'm just making the quinoa by itself, but because I'm putting this in the chili, it's okay. This is really good. It's got a nice little kick. I just stumbled up on this. I think my daughter had purchased it, and I had never used it before, and we were like, oh, jalapeno chili powder. So we tasted it, and it was actually got a really great taste to it. So definitely want to put a little bit of that in here. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, I've had a lot of chili in my day, and not to be tooting my own horn, but we used to win a lot of competitions with my husband. I'm not going to take the credit because he had a really great chili recipe, and he would always win the chili cook-offs. And so when we went vegan, I kind of took his same recipe, omitted the meat, and took out, you know, we used to use some of the other chili seasoning packs. But, you know, when I started looking at those, they had a lot of different things in them that I just didn't want to eat. So I kind of stole his recipe. Yes, I did. But it's in the family, so it's all good. So I'm giving credit where credit's due. But then I just made it vegan style. And I used to, before my family stopped, or before he stopped eating ground beef, when we would make chili, I would make his chili, and then I would make my chili. And I think my chili would always kind of win because everybody seemed to dip in my chili for whatever reason. But that's all good. So now we just do vegan chili. This is so good, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And you don't miss the meat, and it's very hearty. I like it. That's why I use the wild rice and the quinoa, because it gives it that substance. I've seen a few videos of people who make chili, and it looks more like a vegetable soup. And that's not what we're going for. We want that nice hearty chili where you can put it on a chili dog, vegan of course, or you can put it over top of some Fritos and make a chili pie with some vegan cheese and sour cream, or you can just eat it on the side. But like I'm eating mine tonight with a little avocado slices and some hot water cornbread. So yes, it's cold outside, and this is just gonna be perfect. And so I know that some people, we're from the Midwest, and I know some people, they use noodles in their chili. We grew up having noodles in our chili, but when I moved here to Texas and out in California for a bit, they didn't put noodles in their chili. So I don't really put a lot of noodles in mine unless I'm trying to make it real filling. But of course, that is an option. You can put your noodles in there as well. So definitely just want to show you, once we get this cooked down just a tad bit, we're going to just throw in our quinoa. And our quinoa, we're just going to let it brown, and then we're going to put water in it and let it just simmer. It kind of cooks just like a rice. but a lot quicker because it's smaller grains. That looks good just like that by itself. I mean, you can literally just eat that like that. My husband loves quinoa, so, and it's good for you. And this is a high alkaline meal, so it's not acidic at all. So everything I'm using is high alkaline. So if you're doing a cleanse or you're trying to get rid your body of mucus and inflammation, you want to definitely go high alkaline. And this meal right here would definitely be one that you can use. All the ingredients that I'm using today, you can use for a high alkaline dish. So let me grab my quinoa. So I have about 3 cups, I would say. I put it in my strainer because I had to rinse it off. And so what I do, I just add the quinoa in here. And I don't add water just yet because I like to get it to toast just a little bit. So all I do is mix it in here really well. Mix that in here. And then just let it toast. I don't know, it just makes it taste better to me if you let it kind of toast in here. Kind of brown it up. And then once that goes for about 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll add our water. Real easy. Like I said, this is great. And if you're making a quinoa dish, one thing we do a lot of times, I'll get some fresh kale and throw some kale up in here and just have it as a nice side dish. Another thing that you can do with quinoa that I've learned with the wild rice, you can make a jambalaya. You can get some of the vegan sausage. They have the Beyond sausage, which is really good. You can cut that up and put it in there. I don't eat a lot of it, but when I do, I just take the casing off. And but that'll be a video. I'll make one where I use the Beyond sausage and show you guys. You can do like a jambalaya or something along those lines. Really good. And like I said, good for you. You're looking for some fiber, and it's great. And it's not hard on your stomach. That's why when you eat high alkaline, if you don't know, it's not hard on your gut. You can digest it when you stay away from a lot of the acidic foods. So, okay. We are getting there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab me some water. Get some of my filtered water here and fill it up. And then we're just going to let this boil until it boils down. And it'll be good and tender to go into our chili. All right, here we go. And what you want to do, you want to cover the quinoa. You want to cover everything in here. Just slightly cover it. And then as it starts to boil, it's going to cook down and all the water will be evaporated. So we definitely want to make sure it's turned up to get a good boil. You can always taste your juice in your water. That's one of the things that I do. You want to know what something's going to taste like. Taste your juice. It has flavor already. So you know if you have flavor in your broth, you're going to have flavor when it cooks down. So, alrighty. So we're going to let that cook down. And then once that's done, we'll start on everything else. All right, family. So we are here now getting our rest of our ingredients sauteed down for our chili. This is probably what most people do. But what I'm putting in is some fresh garlic. That was about 3 garlic cloves. And for some heat, I'm using some fresh jalapeno. I just chopped up one Lrg Jalapeno. Get that down in our pot. And then we're going to go ahead and put in the rest of our peppers. And I had one of each, a red pepper, a green pepper, and an orange pepper. That's what I combined with the quinoa as well as this. That's going to be plenty. Now, see, I got my big old massive pot here. So y'all know I cook a lot and cook for a lot of people. This here is basically some green chili peppers. I love green chili. It just gives the chili an extra kick. And we have some onion that we're going to put down in here. This is just a yellow onion. I do like red onion as well. I didn't have any red onion, but yellow onion, a sweet yellow onion is just as good for our chili. So what we're going to do here, and I got some grapeseed oil down in here as well. So we're just going to give this a slight saute to cook it down. And in here is where we're going to put in all of our seasonings that I had. So this is what we're flavoring our chili with. And as you can see, it was quite a bit. Like I said, this is chili. It's got to be bursting with flavor. You don't want it tasting just like tomato sauce. If your chili ain't bursting with flavor, then I have a problem with that. And it's not a lot of salt, it's a lot of seasoning. So make sure y'all can see down in my pot here. Actually, my light is on. So this is just we're gonna let this saute a little bit, and once we get this going, basically what we'll do is start putting in our sauces and our you know, our base, our rice and beans and everything like that. We're gonna let this cook for a second and go from there. All right, guys, I wanted to show you again my quinoa, how it's cooking. You want to get it to a good boil, and it's boiling really well. And then once it starts to boil like this, you let it boil for maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, you know, just to, because quinoa doesn't cook that long. So once it boils for a little bit, then you want to turn it down and let it simmer. So I'm going to turn it down to about 2 now. So just to let it simmer, soak up all that moisture, and that'll be my base for my chili. So just wanted to let you guys see what it's doing here. All right, so our peppers and onions and things have really cooked down enough. We don't want to get them too mushy because we want to have some texture in our chili. So you see they're just a little bit translucent. We don't want to have them too cooked down. So now we're going to start adding in our other ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and put our beans in here. Like I said, we had a couple of cans of Garbanzo beans or chickpeas and 4 cans of the tri beans. And there's kidney, black beans, and pinto. To get those in here. And what I like to do, I just like to, you know, kind of marry all the flavors with everything. So just kind of put one thing in at a time. So you see why I put a lot of seasoning in here, because we have so much going in here. You want to make sure you have enough seasonings to kind of cover all your veggies and beans and stuff that's going in. So we have that in here. And then the next thing we're going to put in is our wild rice. I love this stuff. It's so good. But I cooked this in my rice cooker. And it's good and tender. I like it to get extra fluffy because it just brings more substance to the dish. So get that all in here. Okay. This is going to be so delicious. So we're going to get that stirred up in here. This is going to be so good. Just look at that. I mean, that looks good even already. Like, for real, for real. Like, for real, for real, for real. Okay. So this is going to be on low just until we get our quinoa in here. And then once we get our quinoa in here, we'll start putting in, what I will go ahead and do, I like to do my sauce last, but I do have my crushed tomatoes, so I'll go ahead and put that in here. You can definitely get our crushed tomatoes in here. Sauce, I always do last when I get everything in here, because you can overdo the sauce, and that's what I don't want to do, so I'll wait till I get all my ingredients in the pot. We can go ahead and just mix in those crushed tomatoes. And if you like a little bit more chunky tomato, which sometimes I do, you could just dice up some tomatoes and put those in here as well. I had the crushed tomatoes. I thought I had the diced ones, but I got the crushed, which is fine because it still has a little texture to them. No big deal. But if you wanted like a little bit more tomato in here, you can definitely chop up some tomatoes or get the diced tomatoes. My mom used to use the stewed tomatoes, the real big tomatoes. That I didn't really care for that in the chili. And I know that some people do like the big stewed tomatoes, but yeah. So my pot's big. My arm gets tired from trying to get down in here and turn it, but you know, that's what we gotta do. Gotta let it do what it do. All right, so that's about ready. We're just waiting on our quinoa, which is probably ready in about another 5 minutes. And then we'll finish up this chili and start on our hot water cornbread. All right, guys, so quinoa has cooked down to the consistency. See how fluffy that is? You got those mushrooms and all the peppers and everything in there. It's a beautiful food. Look at that. It looks amazing. So we're going to go ahead and dump this now in our chili. This is going to be so good. You definitely got to try this chili. Okay. Just look at this, guys. I mean, I don't know if you can see the magic down in this pot. I'm very, excuse me, passionate about food. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Eating to live and not living to eat. Just being really conscious of what we eat. Oh my gosh. This, you tell me this ain't no good, hearty, comforting chili. And the flavors, wow. They're on point. And what I did do, I tasted my base and I did add just a little bit more of the jalapeno chili powder. Y'all, this stuff is good. Thebomb.com. And if you want some spice, just to spice up your life just a little bit, not a lot because I know, but I'm going to put some red chili pepper, crushed chilies, just a little bit. You know, it's chili, so you want that little bit of spice in there. So not a lot, to your likings. We like a little heat, not overdoing it. And so now that we have everything in our pot, this looks amazing. And so now what we're going to do is just start adding in our sauce. That's why I like to do this part last, because you want to make sure you don't overdo the sauce. Because I like my chili kind of hearty. I don't like my chili too, you know, just too runny. Now, you know this is going to be better the second day. You let it rest a little bit. At least let it rest before you bite into it. You won't be disappointed. So I don't want to add too much more sauce to mine. Like I said, I like a nice hearty chili. But I think I'm going to add about a half a thing, because I'm going to let it cook down a little bit. So, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you can't get this. You can't get this nowhere but from Cassandra's Kitchen. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not playing. So we're going to let this kind of just simmer a little bit. And we're going to work on our hot water cornbread. Just going to go ahead and get this so it can just simmer and get ready on the cornbread. All right, guys, so we are whipping up the mix for our hot water cornbread. So what I've used is some of the Bob's Red Mill cornmeal. And I put in some fresh green onions, a little garlic, a little pink salt, a little black pepper, hot water. So we're giving that a stir here. And I actually put in about a tablespoon of my plant-based vegan butter. So we got that mixture pretty much ready. So now we're gonna go put it over in the pan so we can get this ready, and our chili is resting. And so we're down to the end, y'all. This is simple, easy, delicious, and it's cold outside. So this is gonna be a good meal for tonight. So come on over here, let me show you how I do this. All right, guys, so we're frying up the hot water cornbread. Just put just a little bit of grapeseed oil in the skillet, and we're just frying these up. Kind of get them good and brown. Oh man, I broke one. Anyway, won't let those brown. But yeah, with hot water cornbread, what I really like about it, you can be creative. You can put, you know, I put the green onions in here, but it really will be good if you wanted to kind of spike it up a little bit. Put you some jalapenos and some vegan cheddar cheese or some smoked Gouda, and I'm telling you, that'll be really good as well. So it's just like, you can be creative with it, as long as you don't break them like I just did. Let me put this flip back over here. There we go. We'll establish that. But we're going to let these brown really well. Just cook them like pancakes, but we're just going to let them brown. Get the cornmeal good and cooked there. And that's all it is with hot water cornbread. Simple and easy. All right, guys. This has rested for about 30 minutes or so. Look at that. Nice vegan chili. Like I said, if you like yours a little more loose than that, you can just add some more tomato sauce. But I don't like my chili. I like it real hearty and thick. But I just wanted to tell y'all, look, can y'all smell that? It smells amazing and it tastes so good. So you guys got to try this. But I wanted to give you a close-up of the chili once I let it rest for a few minutes. So I just wanted to show you what the consistency of the pot looks like. So now y'all know what time it is. It's time for y'all to taste it and see if you like it. So let's go ahead and get the taste test going. All right, guys, here we are. We are actually done. This is time for the moment of truth with the taste test. I have my little granddaughter here, Ariana. Ariana, you gonna taste the chili for me, Mom?
Yeah. Where's Papa?
I don't know.
And here I come. My favorite time.
So you gotta do this with your Papa, right?
Yes.
It can't be done solo. Okay, so it's
So let's
Papa.
do this.
All right. So you hear it, she's got to have her pawpaw with her. So y'all look, this is the best vegan chili this side of heaven. Yes, I'm putting it out there. I'm naming it and claiming it and putting a stamp on it. Done right here at Cassandra's Kitchen. Y'all got to see this. Look, I just got to, look at that. Hearty vegan chili. Look, can you smell it? Just smell it. Smell it. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's no meat. All healthy, high alkaline ingredients.
Yes.
Look at that. So, okay, I'm done. Let me just give it to them to be my judge. So, here you go. So, y'all let me know what you think. Be honest, because, you know.
Break a little avocado in here.
Yes, so I like to pair a little avocado with it sometimes, depending on how we're going to eat the chili. Or you can put it over top of some tortillas, chips, and little sour cream, vegan sour cream. And so however you want to eat your chili. But tonight we're just doing a little avocado and a jalapeno cornbread. So Ariana, what do you think?
It's good.
It's good?
You get big thumbs up.
I get big thumbs up? Oh, okay. Give me some. She said I get big thumbs up. Okay.
Look, y'all. This chili right here, I'm telling you, it is so good. The flavor, the texture, and everything. You won't even miss the meat. This is absolutely amazing. And it is so good. with all the different beans and everything that's in here, the onions, the green peppers. I mean, it's just the mushrooms and all of that. It just whoo, blows my mind. Good God Almighty. I love this, y'all. And plus, it's healthy for you too, and it's high alkaline. So
Hey, so he said it, you know, and if he says it's good, I believe him, because if it's not good, trust and believe he gonna tell me, and he gonna tell me around anybody if it's not good. But it just made me a better cook. So it's not too spicy.
No, not too spicy.
But it's got the little spice in it.
It's got a little kick to it, but it's perfect. It's not uncomfortable. I mean, it's really absolutely amazing. It's really good. The flavor and everything, the seasoning that's in here. Woo! I'm telling y'all, y'all got to try this. Really.
Yes. So definitely try it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know. Just, hey, I tried the chili. It tastes amazing. Or if you have a comment about it, let me know that as well. And if you really, really like it, you know what to do, right? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And
so
share.
Oh my goodness.
I can't even get him to stop. He's
sorry.
supposed to be participating. And share this video with those who may enjoy it. Because, I mean, this is a great vegan chili.
Amazing.
You see, I couldn't even get him to stop. And let's do it again. Come on. Oh, my gosh. And you ate all of yours.
Oh, my goodness.
They ain't playing today. Guys, look at them.
They're really good.
Okay. So we got to be in unison here, okay? So if you like the video, you know what to do, right? What we do?
Give me a thumbs up.
Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And so, yes, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Like I said, share it, subscribe, like.
It's really amazing. You're going to like it.
You will like it. And so, just from Cassandra's kitchen to yours, I am just excited about this. I'm very passionate about the foods that I feed my family and the foods that I put on my channel. I want everyone to just experience a lifestyle change where you don't have to have a lot of the bad foods to be happy. I mean, this is just happiness really in a bowl. It's like, it's amazing. So just try it. And if you're not vegan or if you eat meat, that's okay. I'm not telling anyone to go vegan, but maybe try a meatless Monday or one day out of the week. This would be perfect to try. So again, from Cassandra's kitchen to yours, we love you. Be blessed. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.